Welcome back, you beautiful nerds. I am Wyldfyre1. You're watching and listening to Nerds New Sexy Entertainment, the podcast. This is episode 182 of season 10. With me today is my very animated friend,
Fandom Maniacs.
Yeah, and all her glory. Today's topic is actually something Fandom wanted to do for a while. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not 100% knowledgeable in this as much as she is, but I do love a good horror classic. So we're going to be talking about the Universal monsters. Do you want to like go into that rabbit hole a little bit, Fandom, and give us a little explanation?
So the Universal monster movies just are like Dracula, Frankenstein, like all those that they had, like the classic eras from 1913 technically to 1956.
Yeah, or 1960 rather, depending, because the list I found said 60, and we figured like that would be the perfect thing to do because this podcast is coming out when spooky season starts, and my favorite month is October. I love me some spooky season, so why not start it off strong with something like Universal Monsters? Again, I might not be as knowledgeable, but I do know the monsters from just lore and old movies, and there might be some that kind of just sneak past me because when I was younger, I never really cared for the black and white stuff until I got older, and then I started to kind of appreciate that a bit more.
What movies have you seen that you know of?
I mean, there's the old Nosferatu. I don't know if that's actually it's black and white, but I don't know if that's a Universal monster. Is it?
And it's not Universal. It's technically not supposed to exist.
Yeah, I knew that much, but like, okay, then Dracula, the old Dracula,
yeah, the old Dracula.
And then I think Phantom of the Opera was what I'm trying to say, is one of them. Yep. Well, the Phantom of the Opera, I mean, just turned 100 years old, right? This year.
Yeah.
So because it came out in 1925. Because it was really interesting. That's 100-year fucking project that, of course, has changed throughout the years, and that's a really interesting topic, a really interesting thing to think about. Something that's been around that long, But then again, so is Bram Stoker's Dracula. That's been around since what, the late 1800s?
I believe it came out in 1897.
Yeah,
if I remember correct.
The book did. So let's start with this list. Start with the list with the very first one that came out as far as the Universal monsters go, and we'll discuss them little by little.
The first one is technically, and it's a silent one. It is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, which we all know basics of that story.
Yeah, serum, go crazy, become someone else.
Yeah, the book's a little bit different, but yeah, basically. We'll find out a lot of these are a little different from the book. So Dr. Henry Jekyll was played by King Baggot, and then his fiancee Alice was played by Jane Gale. A lot of us probably will not know.
No, these are all actors who are probably long gone, but like still worth talking about because they were probably good actors for their time.
Yeah. I think this one might be a lost film.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not finding any stills or anything of it.
Well, didn't like Universal have a fire and they lost a bunch of their old reels?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. But okay, so that one sounds interesting. I mean, everyone knows Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Next one is Hunchback of Notre Dame.
And we just talked about that one. What year did that come out?
1923.
23. Okay.
Starring Lon Chaney as Quasimodo.
Okay.
Chaney did all. Yeah, that's he carried out around an old toolbox, and he did all his makeup. So all the makeup he did for the Phantom, all the makeup he did for the Hunchback, was all him. Lon Chaney is the big one.
Mm-hmm.
Patsy Ruth Miller played Esmeralda. It was like one of the biggest stages ever built. Like the cathedral, everything like it was like a huge replica of Paris.
Oh, basically. for the time, or is it just still one of the biggest ones?
I don't think it's standing anymore. I know the Phantom of the Opera set is still standing though. in the book, Frollo's a priest. That's why in the Disney version they changed it to Judge Frollo.
Oh.
Um, I think they probably changed it back then because a lot of people probably didn't like the idea of a priest being a bad guy.
Okay, so what's next on the list?
It's Phantom of the Opera.
Good old Phantom of the Opera. Give us the names. Give us some names.
So what's interesting about this one, Lon Chaney, did not get he got along great with the director of Hunchback, but for this one, for Phantom, he did not get along with Rupert Julia at all. Julian at all. That they had to have a go-between guy. Julian would tell the one guy what he wanted Lon to do, and then Lon would tell the guy, go tell Julian to go fuck himself, and then and he did what he wanted. Out of all of these movies, critics didn't really were a lot more stringy back then, but every critic always praised Lon Chaney's makeup and performance is what it always was.
Well, it's something he was known for, right?
You can watch the movie on YouTube. It's silent, but it's still really good for what it is. Yeah, it had like it's still standing the set,
Okay, that's good to know.
I believe.
Okay.
And
Did
the promotion of the film on the posters, they would block out Lon Chaney's face so it would be a surprise. And one thing they did do, so in the original story, because if you've seen the Phantom of the Opera musical or movie, the ending is with Christine kissing the Phantom and the Phantom like having a change of heart and letting her go free. But back then, test audiences really didn't like that because back then they always wanted people to
pay for their crimes?
So they changed it to where they let he lets Christine go, then a mob will enter his lair into the opera house. He's chased out into the streets of Paris, where he's killed by the mob instead of.
Isn't that a happy story?
Well, in the original book and everything, the Phantom is actually very, 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 very much of a creep.
Mm-hmm.
He's very romanticized in the musical and stuff. Yeah, it's one of the complaints was there was too much spook melodrama.
Okay. That's an interesting way of putting it.
Tension. And a lot of people will say, "Oh, Wizard of Oz was the first film in color." That's not true. Phantom of the Opera had a color segment in this movie.
Yeah, I vaguely remember something like that.
It's during the masquerade when the Phantom shows up, dressed as the Red Death from one of Edgar Allan Poe's poems, and that's where there's color. So no, Wizard of Oz was not the first film in color.
Well, that's good to know.
In Technicolor, but not in color.
Yeah. The Phantom of the Opera did it first, so fuck you.
So the next one is going to be the one everyone basically knows, is Dracula.
Dracula!
Directed by Todd Browning and starring Bela Lugosi. My dad is scared of vampires because of a black and white Dracula movie, and he doesn't remember if it's the Nosferatu one or if it's the silent version of this movie.
The Nosferatu one is pretty scary, though. Like, it was pretty fucking, like, really out there.
Bela Lugosi, Dracula was a blessing and a curse for him. Because he got typecast really good.
Oh, like a lot because of the horror kind of genre he's been doing.
The part they originally wanted to have Lon Chaney do it, but Lon Chaney died of lung cancer.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I think he was like 40 something. I can't remember. So Bela Lugosi, who had been playing Dracula on stage for the play, pushed to get him, and he was their third option, but it obviously was the right choice.
Oh, obviously, it turned out to be like, I mean, he turned out to be kind of infamous because of it.
All other Draculas are basically based off of him. I guess Christopher Lee's Dracula kind of went in a different direction, but
that's Christopher Lee
was also suave as well. Count Dracula, the book is a little bit different from the movie. They actually, that's a whole another rabbit hole. But to
That
get
is a
this
whole
movie
other
made,
rabbit hole.
So Nosferatu, all copies should have been destroyed because they did not get the permission of Bram Stoker's widow to film it.
Yeah.
So there's a whole. But thankfully, someone stashed a copy away, so we have it. So Bela Lugosi actually helped convince the widow to let them do the movie. So it wouldn't have happened without him at all.
Well, then that's just another win for Bela Lugosi.
Yeah. As everyone knows, Renfield in the movie, Renfield goes to Transylvania to help this count move, and everyone's telling him not to go. He doesn't listen. So one thing some people wanted to change, but Todd Browning said no, was that Dracula would only feed on women because of the sexual gay undertones, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But he said no. So when Renfield's passed out and Dracula's brides are circling him, Dracula comes in the room, they leave, and it's shown him feeding on him. But of course, back then it was a big to do about
Dracula
stuff like
gotta
that.
eat. Dracula gotta eat. It don't matter. It don't matter. He gotta eat. And of course, Dracula would be like one of the first really big ones to pop out.
Yeah. The budget was for back then was $341,091.
Which today's standard is probably like a lot of money.
So it would be $7,268,045.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
how much. Yeah.
So it was a big budget film back then.
Bela Lugosi, he unfortunately the studio didn't really treat him very well.
Oh,
and
that
we'll
sucks.
go over that. I think he got paid the least, if I remember correctly.
He's playing the lead. You'd expect him to get at least like a bit more. So what's next down the line?
That is Frankenstein.
Oh, the next monster that most people know.
And it's technically Frankenstein's monster, but it was directed by James Whale, and starring Boris Karloff.
Yep, another big name.
Originally wanted to have Lugosi play the monster. Lugosi thought, "Oh, I will play the Doctor," but no.
So
wanted him to play the monster. Another Lon Chaney.
But okay, so is it called Frankenstein or Frankenstein's monster?
It's called Frankenstein.
Okay, that makes sense. And then that'd be why a lot of people get that mixed up.
So they started doing it's from the stage play that they adapted it from. Again, it's very different from the original book. The new Guillermo del Toro Frankenstein that's coming out on Netflix looks like it's gonna be an actual like adaptation of the book and not just rehashed. Like in the book, it's Henry Frankenstein. It's Victor Frankenstein. In the movie, it's Henry Frankenstein. So, but Colin Clive played the Doctor, Dr. Frankenstein. And
it's alive. That's the movie where that famous line comes in, right?
Edward von Sloan, who played Van Helsing and Dracula, played a character in this one as well. There's actually, so in the movie, after the monster's made, and he breaks out of the castle, he stumbles upon a young girl, and they actually become friends for a minute. So she's showing him how to throw like little daisies in the water, and so since he doesn't have a very good brain, he picks her up thinking, oh, this will be fun, and throws her into the water.
That I do remember.
That scene had been cut for 50 years. They had to cut it for the original release.
The little girl being thrown? That's probably the funniest part.
Well, she drowned. That's why.
Oh, yeah, that's a little harsh. I can kind of understand that, I guess.
He is her father carrying her through the town. And the monster doesn't mean to do it. He doesn't know.
Oh, he's kind of like learning his own strength. He's learning. He doesn't know right from wrong. He's almost like a toddler in a monster's body.
Yeah. And another thing that they cut is a famous line. Let me find. So yeah, you got it's alive, but there's also right after that where the Doctor says, "Dear God, now I know what it's like to be God." and they cut that. And that's before the censors got really on people's cases.
Yeah, but I mean, that was more of a situation as to like they had to appease the masses. You know what I mean? Just like saying something like a little girl drowning, being thrown into the water is a bit much for the people of that time. Nowadays we got horror slasher movies that show some really fucking disgusting, nasty, gory things. It's I want to say our generation's a little desensitized to that shit.
Well, also they had to change the ending. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention with Dracula, the ending, they completely cut the ending. You just hear Dracula die off screen instead of being staked in the heart.
Oh, blah blah blah.
And they changed the ending here because in the original ending, they were gonna have the Frankenstein and the the doctor die in the burning windmill. So they had to change it to make him have a happy ending. The next one is The Mummy, the original Mummy movie, which is very different than the It has the same beats as the one with Brendan Fraser, but it's a little different. It was Boris Karloff played Imhotep. The only time you see him wrapped is in the beginning. That's the only time you see him dressed like in the mummy clothing is at the beginning. The rest he's just in like a Egyptian priest's outfit, basically. Well, he wants this the reincarnation of his lover from the past, who he believes her to be the reincarnation of the princess. So what they did, so how he got wrapped was it's like in the 99 Mummy movie, he tries to bring her back from the dead, and that's not okay. So they basically mummify him alive.
What a way to go! He's just doing it for love, man. He would do anything for love.
He shouldn't have done that though.
But he shouldn't have done that. Yeah.
And it's a little bit of a so you think the men are going to save the day in this one, but it's actually the woman who saves the day. Which is very different for that time.
Yeah, for that time in movies, it's very different to have it like a heroine save the day, which is really cool. How did she save the day?
She burnt the scroll that brought him back. The little she did.
She's smart.
All right, The Invisible Man, which is based off of H.G. Wells' novel.
Which I vaguely remember that movie too. I remember seeing bits and pieces of that one.
It's the one I'm quoting. I like quoting. Here we go, gathering nuts in May, nuts in May, yep. Nuts in May.
Whenever we play games.
Cool and frosty morning. So basically, The Invisible Man was another James Whale film. They did a lot of cool stuff with how they were able to make him invisible. They did the same technique Jim Henson ended up using to do Labyrinth.
With the black suits?
Yeah. So basically, he is the scientist, Jack Griffin, played by Claude Rains, and they were looking for someone who had a deep, good voice, and so they chose him. He makes a serum, turns himself invisible, but the longer you're under the serum, the more you become crazy.
Oh.
So he's trying to reverse it. And all of a sudden, he has like the highest body count of all the Universal monsters because he derails a train and there's like 122 people on it.
He derails the train? That's fucked
like
up.
People.
Wow.
Yeah. He ends up getting shot in the end, of course.
All that invisibility did nothing for him. A bullet, his one weakness.
The character was a lot of fun, even though he was kind of wicked and stuff. He was still him being able to turn invisible. Kind of had some fun.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, yeah.
Ladies' Room. Yep, I understand.
Released in 1933.
Well, the whole idea of being invisible and being insane, being an actor, be able to play that would be really cool. You know what I mean? Like, in his case, I would say it's more voice acting and like you said, the being in the black suit and stuff and hiding, using practical effects like that would be really interesting. Especially something for that time was just kind of new, right?
Yeah, to have an actor like to be able to physically play the part when he has the bandages all wrapped and the clothes on, and they had to have like a breathing tube for him to breathe, go all the way down like his leg and stuff because of how they had to have the wrapping. It was, even if you go back and watch it now, it looks pretty good.
Yeah, I remember it looking really cool for what it was.
The next one is where we get into the sequels.
Like the Bride of Frankenstein and all that.
Yep.
Okay.
Directed by James Whale, again, released in 1935. It's very different. The creation scene is at the end, and the monster wants
to fuck.
He wants to have a friend. Of course, the censors didn't like that. He wanted a mate, because then that would imply he wanted to fuck.
Well, why are you gonna call it the Bride of Frankenstein and just they're twins? That didn't make no fucking sense.
That's why it was the Bride of Frankenstein, so it would be assumed that they're married.
I don't know. The Bride of Frankenstein was an interesting concept. Like you said, it was kind of weird. I only imagine it didn't do as well as the Frankenstein movie did.
Box office was $2 million, and the budget was $397,000, so they made a profit.
Well, that makes sense. Who was in it?
Boris Karloff again, I believe. Yeah, Boris Karloff, Colin Clive, Valerie Hobson, Elsa Lancaster, Ernest Thanksling. I can't pronounce some of these British names. Jeez.
That's okay.
Clive, Oliver Peters Hegley. So in this one, Henry Frankenstein's mentor got kicked out of the university he was teaching at because of what Henry did, creating a monster. So he kind of gets back at them.
I'll teach you. I'll make a second monster, but female.
He wants to use the heart of Henry's now wife Elizabeth, so they have to go a different route, so they don't do that. And the censors didn't like it.
That makes sense.
Again, because that implied bad stuff. So when the monster learns to talk, he's become more human. And so when the bride is finally awakened, we also get another "it's alive part. The monster reaches out and just says "friend," and she screams at him and rejects him.
I remember that. Yeah. Girlfriend. No.
And he decides to destroy everything. The monster.
That's fair.
The monster is very sympathetic, and
no one likes to be rejected.
In Young Frankenstein, he had better luck.
Yeah. Young Frankenstein was a classic, though. I mean, I can't say that these aren't they are classics, but Young Frankenstein was a classic in its own making.
Bruh.
Good old Mel Brooks.
So the next one is Werewolf of London.
Ooh, Werewolf of London. Aroo. Go on. Let's hear who was in this and what year was it?
1935.
Horror movies, I think, I want to say when Universal got to doing these, they were definitely onto something, and it's almost like the Marvel movies now. You know what I mean? Like they started oversaturating them, I think.
It was like this. It was very, very much. It's like the first cinematic universe, almost, basically.
Yeah.
So basically, it's kind of the same plot as American Werewolf in London. A botanist is journeying to Tibet, gets attacked, he's looking for a rare plant, and then he starts becoming a werewolf through it all. It's starring Henry Hull, Warner Oland, Lester Matthews, Spring Byington, and Valerie Hobbs.
To kill a werewolf, you need a silver bullet.
In this one, he didn't have to be killed with a silver bullet because the silver didn't come in until a later movie. That
makes sense. It sounds like one of the ones that came in from the 80s or something, but I wanted to say the line. No? Okay. So how did they kill this werewolf? I'm curious.
Got him.
With a normal bullet?
Yep.
I guess that's bullets are also werewolf bane. That makes sense. You can kill the Invisible Man with a bullet. Why not a werewolf?
So the next one is 1936, and it's Dracula's Daughter, and this is where they really screwed Bela
Lugosi.
Lugosi.
Yeah.
So they originally were gonna have like this like flashback, and it was gonna be like in the medieval ages, and how Dracula became a vampire was gonna be like this medieval battle and stuff.
Hmm.
But the censors again did not like it. So Bela Lugosi was out of that, and Bela Lugosi really, really, really liked that idea. Think of like what they did for the Dracula starring Gary Oldman.
Mm-hmm.
That it was gonna be like a battle like that,
Okay.
or even Helsing, the anime Helsing Ultimate or whatever. So this one's around his daughter, and when two policemen actually discover the body, instead of having Bela Lugosi show up to do it, it's a wax dummy.
Huh.
And some people think it's because he turned he turned down the part of Frankenstein the way he
Hmm.
did.
I see. I imagine he was getting tired of being like typecasted into the same shit too, you know?
Well, he wanted to play the doctor. He wanted his face to be seen. He didn't want to have all the makeup. And the
Yeah.
makeup process up for Karloff to go through too. Like, so the Dracula's daughter is Maria Zelenska, Countess Maria Zelenska, and she goes to claim her father's body, and she's actually trying to become human again. She doesn't
Hmm.
want to be a vampire anymore. And so, scene in it where it has kind of lesbian undertones, I guess, where she bites a woman because, oh, scandalous.
Can't bite the same sex.
No, apparently you can't back then.
It was a different time, like I keep saying. It was the censors were a lot harsher, a lot of things were seen as bad, which aren't bad. But yeah, different time.
Yeah, so she's killed, shot through the heart with an arrow. The woman who played Dracula, Gloria Ann Holden, she was very pretty.
Okay, so what's the next movie?
Son of Frankenstein.
Son of why? So why do they got? There's gonna be a daughter of Dracula, son of Frankenstein. They were really going all out with these monsters and children, right? So wait, does that mean that Frankenstein got it on with the bride?
Now it's just another monster that is Basil Rathbone, Boris Karloff, and Bela Lugosi. Bela Lugosi plays Igor. So this one is actually the son of Frankenstein is actually Baron Wolf von Frankenstein, who is the son of Henry and Elizabeth. So Iger's a crazy blacksmith who wants to he discovers the Frankenstein's monster remains and decides to bring him back to life.
Because that's a
It's
great
like
idea.
the monster only. So I think at this point, Bela Lugosi, I think for Bela Lugosi was only paid like 500 a week, and he wasn't in every scene at this point.
Damn.
So he was so desperate for money that the director Roland V. Lee, he had him be on set, so he had to get paid no matter what.
Oh, that's cool at least.
Because Karloff was getting like I think 4,000 a week.
Jesus Christ. So next
But
on
yeah,
the long list of movies.
it's a list, all right. The Invisible Man Returns, 1940.
So is it the same? Does the same actor come in, or do they get a new actor? Is it what's the story there?
Man, this time around is played by Vincent Price.
Good old Vincent Price.
He plays Sir Geoffrey Radcliffe, who was sentenced to death for the murder of his brother, but he did not commit the crime. So his best friend Frank Griffin, the brother of the original Invisible Man, gives him the serum so he can break out and prove his innocence. And as it goes on, you can see the madness of the serum working its way in. So it's a little bit more tragic. But in the end, he does get injured. He goes to his friend and they save his life. So this one got a happy ending because he was actually a good guy.
He didn't get shot.
This made $815,000.
Damn, that's a lot of money for the time.
I mean, Bride of Frankenstein was fucking $2 million, so
Yeah, but 800,000, you said?
back then, yeah.
Yeah, that's quite a bit of money. That's a lot.
The next one is The Mummy's Hand. Getting right into the Mummy franchise. Here we go. It's a lot of franchises. Let's go. 1940.
Again, 19. Okay.
Starring Dick Freund, Peggy Morin, Wallace Ford, Eduardo Colleen, and George Zucco. So this is the first one where you actually have like a mummy walking around.
He's all bandaged up and looking like a mummy.
It's a different mummy who can be controlled by whoever has its hand. The dying priest second explains the story of Prince Crassus, secret, but she died. It's basically the same backstory where she tries to resurrect her, and then I think they reused the footage of Boris Karloff being wrapped in bandages.
So they like basically rehashed the same movie and then put a different name on it.
Yeah, but it's different because he is able to the mummy's able to be controlled basically by people.
Okay.
Oh, the next one is The Invisible Woman, which is technically not a horror film. It is a comedy. Science fiction comedy, but it's under Universal.
Yeah, she's definitely a Universal monster then, no matter what. So
she turns invisible to get revenge on people. So it's like it answers the question like, what would you do if you turned invisible? It gets very very sneaky with the censors with this one, because she's naked. Like the Visible Woman is naked, so they have to acknowledge it when she takes off. And there's parts where she'll like put on like stockings and just goes barely up her legs, and she goes there and like.
So it's almost like a dirty film for the time.
Yeah.
Makes sense. They used the sex appeal to sell that.
The Wicked Witch of the West herself, Margaret Hamilton, is in this.
Oh, nice.
A character in it.
Damn good actress too.
All right, here's a brand new film that's gonna be turned into a franchise, The Wolfman.
Oh,
this
yeah.
Is where we start the werewolf lore.
Yep. That's the one with like the old gypsy woman and all that?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that one. We're getting into the areas where I'm starting to remember stuff.
And this one is starring Lon Chaney Jr. So Lon Chaney's son plays Larry Talbot, who is the Wolfman. And Wolfman is very much more of a tragic figure because he protects the girl he's liking from the Wolfman, from the original werewolf, who was played by Bela Lugosi. He was the Romani fortune teller. So he goes to rescue and kills the wolf. And the dog that they actually had to play the wolf, I think Lon Chaney Jr. adopted him after the film.
Oh, that's cool.
The wolf bites him, they secure the scene, but one of the girls' throats was torn out. Of course, they couldn't show that. So this is where we get a lot of the stuff, like Silver being the way to kill them. They've been turning on full moons.
So they a lot of the lore.
And in the end, his father ends up killing Larry Talbot's the son because with a silver stick. So
okay.
Like the makeup process, he didn't do the makeup himself. He wasn't like that with his father, but it took like hours for them to put this makeup on. The guy, because it was a lot more of full on,
like a whole body process kind of thing.
Yeah. Wolf makeup, yeah.
That makes sense. I vaguely remember that one. That was a interesting one. What's the next one?
The next one is The Ghost of Frankenstein.
Jesus Christ, we have the Frankenstein's wife, Frankenstein son, ghost. What the where? Jeez, they went a little too far with that.
The residents of Frankenstein's village feel they are under a curse and blame all their troubles on Frankenstein's monster. The mayor allows them to destroy Frankenstein's castle again. Igor finds the monster again and releases him from the tomb by explosion.
How many times are you gonna make the same fucking mistake? Igor is a dick. Why isn't Igor in prison?
Igor decides to find Ludwig, the second son of Henry Frankenstein, to help the monster regain his strength. The monster carries her onto the roof to retrieve her ball, killing 2 villagers who attempt to intervene. If I remember correctly, is this the one where? Okay, so what happens is that Igor wants to become immortal, so they put Igor's brain in the monster. So in the end, Carl Lugosi ended up playing Frankenstein's monster anyway.
Poor guy.
So originally they were going to make it so that he was blind, and we'll get into that. And Lon Chaney Jr. played the monster in this one. Okay, so the next one is called Invisible Agent. It was released in 1942.
The Invisible Agent?
Yes.
Is this like another sequel to The Invisible Man?
Yes.
Okay, they milked these a little too much.
This one was to inspire like war efforts, basically. So this one, Frank Griffin Jr., the grandson of the original Invisible Man, runs a print shop in Manhattan under the assumed name. One evening, he is confronted in his shop by 4 armed men who reveal they are foreign agents of the Axis powers. And they know his true identity. They make him basically they want to get the formula. And what's so funny is a German actor, Peter Lorre, is playing a Japanese baron.
It was a different time. Just I gotta keep telling myself that it was a different time.
Manchu, so
yeah.
So he's basically like, the only person who can use the formula is me, and so he goes and he's doing like all this spy stuff for. And it did help, I guess, raise ranks, help with war efforts and stuff. The box office was $1,041,500 with a budget of $322,000.
It made money, so that's good. I guess it's.
Here's the next one, The Mummy's Tomb.
The Mummy's Tomb. I remember this one.
Starring Lon Chaney Jr. Takes place 30 years after the events of The Mummy's Hand. Where Abeto has survived and plans revenge on Stephen Banning and his entire family in Mapleton, Massachusetts, with the help of High Priest Mehenet. I fucking can't. Bay and the Mummy, who's played by Lon Chaney Jr.
Okay, they're milking it. They're just milking this shit. Is what they're doing.
And we're getting to. That was 1942. 1943 is the first crossover. It's Frankenstein meets the Wolfman.
Okay.
Lon Chaney Jr. reprises his role as Larry Talbot, and Bela Lugosi plays Frankenstein's monster.
Okay.
He's Igor monster.
So he's the Igor monster from the last movie.
Yes.
So okay.
This is the movie where we get. So originally it was supposed to be he was supposed to lose his sight, Igor.
Mm-hmm.
Test audiences didn't like that, so they cut out any references of that. And so this is where we get the Frankenstein having his arms out when he's walking movement. Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense as to, like, he can't see his arms are out. Okay.
This is the first time he got bashed by critics, Lugosi, for a performance.
Oh, wow.
Because they cut all that out. Basically, this is him wanting Wolfman and the monster engage in their fight, and they're both swept away by a flood. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, here's the first remake we got here. Phantom of the Opera, 1943. Claude Rains plays the Phantom.
Okay.
So we know the plot of the Phantom of the Opera. It's love square. So in the original, it's just the love triangle between the Phantom, Christine, and Raoul. This one adds a fourth dude, a fourth person into it for some fucking
Because a
reason.
triangle isn't enough. They gotta have. It's got to be a menage, apparently.
And in this one, she chooses to marry none of them, and instead chooses to pursue her singing career. Yeah, and it says Antonio and Raul later go to dinner together.
Wow.
Bros before hoes. So all three of the guys got cupped.
No woman, no cry. Fuck.
All right, the next one is The Son of Dracula.
Which is what year?
1943.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Okay, so this one stars Lon Chaney Jr., Louise Alberton, Robert Page, Evelyn Ackers, and Frank Craven. I can't.
That's a cool name. Frank Craven.
This is the first one where a student becomes infatuated by Alucard. So this is where the first one, this is where we get the name Alucard, which is
Dracula backwards. Yeah.
Alucard is invited by Catherine Claudwell to the United States. Oh yeah, so this woman marries the Count so she can turn into a vampire and live forever. She wants her long-term fiance to kill Alucard, and then she'll turn him into a vampire and weirdness.
This is I'm already, you already lost me on this plot on this one. This one's fucking weird.
Love triangle. Alucard is Dracula spelled backwards. No shit. The Invisible Man's Revenge.
The Invisible Man's Revenge. Okay, let's hear this one. Oh my god, what year and who's in it and what's it about?
So this one was 1944. It only made $765,000, and the budget was $314,000.
Wow.
After murdering 2 orderlies, Robert Griffin escapes from Cape Town Mental Institution, where he was committed, intent on revenge on the Hickory family. One night, Sir Jasper Hickory and his wife, later Lorraine, engage in inspecting the new boyfriend of their daughter. I read it too far ahead of that, and I said it said their new boyfriend, and I was like, whoa. So this one, they left him to die in a mining accident, and he went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
As they do.
And then he's obsessed with their daughter.
I kind of feel like you can see the trend of like the horror movies kind of going downhill at this point. Like there was a peak, and then they did what I like to say, what Disney likes to do to their movies. They just ringed it until they can get out as much money as they could. And I feel like at this point we're just getting that downslope of shit, you know, like of the movies that turn really bad.
One is The Mummy's Ghost.
Why does everything have to have a ghost? Why does there be? What's got to be a ghost of Frankenstein? There's got to be a ghost of the Mummy. Okay, what year did this come out? Jesus Christ.
1944.
Oh god, your shitty movies. Go on.
Lon Chaney Jr. Plays the Mummy again. It's literally basically the exact same fucking plot.
But they added the ghost of to make it more interesting.
All right, let's keep on trucking along. House of Frankenstein, 1945. So this one, we get a little bit of a change.
Okay.
Boris Karloff gets to play the Doctor. Lon Chaney Jr. is in it as the Wolfman again. Bela Lugosi once again to play Dracula. They got John Carradine to play Dracula.
So they got the Wolfman's back in this. It's not even like the Wolfman's in it, not even in the marquee, and it's like he's just a part of that universe now.
Yeah.
Okay, fuck it. Why not?
And then Glenn Strange plays the monster. For trying to replicate Dr. Frankenstein's experiment, Dr. Gustav Niemann is put in prison, where he meets another incarnated criminal, the hunchback Daniel, promising to create a new beautiful body for Daniel. Niemann convinces him to become his assistant. During an earthquake, the two escape. Niemann and Daniel stumble upon a traveling showman, Professor Lambini, murder him and take over his horror exhibit. Which includes the recovered corpse of Count Dracula. the Burgermaster Huntsman, for putting him in prison.
Huntsman.
Neiman revives Dracula. Dracula hypnotizes Huntsman's granddaughter-in-law, Rita, and kills the Burgermaster. I just think of the Santa Claus animated claymation. Because the Burgermaster was the guy that banned all toys because he fucking kept stepping on. Oh, we haven't even gotten to where Talbot the wolf is a werewolf. Oh yeah, Larry Talbot's back again.
Oh, that's great.
They find the bodies of Frankenstein's monster, and Larry Talbot prefers to frozen Catherine beneath the castle. Oh dear. Oh.
Why?
The monster intervenes. This is the end. The monster intervenes, throws Daniel out the window. With Daniel dead, the monster carries the half-conscious Neiman outside, where the villagers chase them into the marsh. They dive to quicksand.
Quicksand?
Yeah. Wolfman fatally wounds Lakoa, who shoots him before dying with silver bullets. Oh yeah, Dracula was barely in this one. He was like staked off like really quickly.
Wow.
Okay, The Mummy's Curse is the next one in 1944 again.
God damn it.
The Mummy's Curse with Lon Chaney Jr. again. He's fulfilling his father's role. Apparently. The Southern Engineering Company is trying to drain the local swamp for public good. However, the efforts are being hampered by the superstitious of workers who believe the area is haunted by the mummy and his breath, which happened 25 years prior.
What?
What the heck is going on with these time skips?
Universal went a little crazy at one point, apparently.
Cajun Joe, I want you to process that for a second.
Cajun Joe?
Yeah.
I don't want to. There's been a lot to process so far, and Cajun Joe might just break me.
Oh Lord, okay. The next one is House of Dracula in 1945. Okay, but this is the first time we actually get Lugosi back as actual Dracula.
Okay. There's potential there.
Count Dracula arrives at the castle home of Dr. Franz Edelman and explains he has come to Wyldfyre to find a cure for his vampirism. So he's doing what Lawrence Talbot arrives at the castle demanding he wants a cure for his werewolf problem. Knowing the moon is rising as he's
So it's Dracula versus the Wolfman.
Oh, Frankenstein's monster's here too.
God damn it. No, what? No, what? Oh. Why?
Oh, we haven't even gotten to the hammer horror.
They're just milking this dry, dude. That's all they did was milk this shit. Like, they had some great monster ideas, and they're like, let's add them together. They're great taste together. Let's just fuck this up.
Okay, the next one's a little different. It's a She-Wolf of London, 1946.
I mean, werewolf in London, but she-wolf. Just change the gender. I guess that works. Go on.
It's basically the same
God
premises.
Damn it, Universal.
June Lockhart plays. Oh, she was pretty. There's no way she's still alive. What?
Is she?
It doesn't have a death date for her.
If she is, then we don't know.
She's still alive. She's 100 years old.
She was taking that Illuminati serum or some shit.
Lost in space.
Oh, okay.
And Petticoat Junction.
Universal is getting ridiculous, and I'm starting to understand why there's like joke versions of these monsters now.
Are you ready for the Abbott and Costello movie?
Well, those were at least good, so go on.
Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein.
Mm-hmm. And for those of you who don't know, Abbott and Costello was a duo of comedians for the time. So they putting them in moments like this in movies was kind of like their shtick at one point.
Just a little summary. The film features Count Dracula, played by Bela Lugosi, who has partnered with Dr. Sandra Moray in order to find a brain to reactivate Frankenstein's monster, and they find Wilbur Gray, Lou Costello, the ideal candidate to that, because Larry Talbot's back, the Wolfman.
Of course, because you gotta have the Wolfman in that movie too, right?
The United States Library of Congress deemed the film culturally, historically, and aesthetically significant. So it's preserved in the Library of Congress.
I believe it. I believe it. It was one of the probably one of the better horror like movies that was interpreted into comedy.
So this one ends with Albert and Costello escaping on a boat, saying they have nothing to fear now, and then they hear the Invisible Man go, "Oh, I was about to just have some fun," and then they jump into the water.
That sounds about right.
The voice was Vincent Price, but as we'll see, the next movie is Albert and Costello meet the Invisible Man. The Invisible Man was not played by Vincent Price again, unfortunately.
Aw.
This one was 1951.
Okay.
Lou Francis and Bud Alexander have graduated from private detective school. Tommy Nelson, a middleweight boxer, comes to them with their first case. Tommy recently escaped from jail after being accused of murdering his manager and asks the duo to accompany him on a visit to his fiancée, Helen Gray. He wants her uncle, Dr. Philip Gray, to inject him with a special serum that will render Tommy invisible in the hopes that his newfound invisibility will investigate his manager's murder. Next one, Albert and Costello meet Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. August 1953. So we had a gap. We had a year gap between the bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay, so while returning home from a pub, newspaper reporter Bruce Adams finds one murder victim, a prominent doctor. The next day, two American policemen, Slim and Tubby, oh dear lord,
Slim and Tubby?
who are studying London police methods, respond to a brawl at a women's suffrage rally.
Oh, Jesus.
So, reporter Adams, a young insufferable suffocate. I can't fucking say that. Vicky Edwards, Slim, Tubby are all caught up in the fray and wind up in jail. Vicky's guardian, Dr. Henry Jekyll, bails Vicky and Adams out. Okay, so the next one we finally have a new movie.
Okay, what's this new movie?
This is The Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh, there we go. I was waiting for that one.
1954.
Okay.
So this is the end of this.
Oh, so this is the end of all the Universal monsters?
We're getting there. The Creature of the Black Lagoon is the last creature they made. Yes.
Okay.
Movie, but it's the last creature. Creature of the Black Lagoon is a 1954 American black and white 3D monster film. So it's 3D. Woo!
Well, back in like the early 50s, 3D was a thing. Remember, they loved those blue and red glasses and shit.
They also did it with in the 80s a lot.
Yeah.
Jaws 3D.
Mm-hmm.
On a geology expedition to the Amazon, uncovers fossilized evidence, a skeletal hand with webbed fingers from the Devonian period that provides a direct link between land and sea animals.
Huh.
This was very scantily, like a lot of skin was shown by the female.
It was kind of a skin flick for the time, like that other movie we were talking about.
And also there was kind of the love triangle between the monster wanting the woman and the woman and one of the other men being together. And the fish suit is probably one of the most recognizable things.
Oh yeah.
He wants to be with the creature wants the reader.
Foodcast.
Yeah. Foodcast.
Reader.
Shooting the creature with bullets, and it's implied that he dies.
So so bullets once again saves the day.
The design for the Gill Man, former Disney animator actually did it. The costume made fitting impossible for Ben Chapman, who played the Gill Man, for 14 hours each day that he wore it, and it overheat easily.
Oof.
He often stayed in the backlot lake, frequently requesting to be hosed down because how hot he was.
I believe it.
And this movie made $1,300,000.
Oh, see, that goes to show you how well something original can take you. If you know.
The next one is Revenge of the Creature, so they automatically decided to milk it.
Of course, they made money off the first one, so why not make the Revenge and the son and the house and the mom and the daughter and all this other shit.
Made 1.1 million.
Oh, shit.
Okay, so having previously survived being riddled with bullets, the Gill Man is captured and sent to Ocean Harbor Oceanarium in Florida. They would fucking capture this thing. He is studied by animal psychologist Professor
Shire Shoss.
Clit.
Did you say Professor Clit?
It's C-L-E-T-E.
No, it's forever in my head now. It's Professor Clit. I'm gonna tell me, Professor Clit. What's the monster? How's the monster feeling?
That's your next D&D character.
Professor Clit. I mean, I've played a character named Big Dick Johnson. I might as well play Professor Clit. He'll be a gnome.
The gnome. No, he has to be a bard.
Okay. Tell me more about this professor and the rest of this fucking story before I go insane.
Helen and Clyte quickly begin to fall in love, much to the chagrin of Joe Hines, the Gillman's keeper. The Gillman takes interest. Oh gosh, they made a love square again.
Of course.
And the Gillman is one of them.
Of course.
The Gillman escapes from his take, killing Joel in the process, and flees to the ocean. And able to stop thinking about Helen, the Gillman soon begins to stalk her and Clyte, ultimately abducting her from the seaside restaurant where the two are at a party. So then he walks. I've seen this clip. He walks into they're all having this jazz upbeat dance and stuff, and he walks in and they all just stop and freeze and stuff. The Gill Man, oh dear lord, escapes to the water with Helen, and the police arrive just in time, and the police shoot him, and they save the girl.
They save the girl from the Gill Man.
Yes, so she can be with Professor Clit.
Once again, bullets to the rescue, apparently, because that's every monster's fucking weakness.
America! Abbott and Costello meet the mummy.
Of course, because that's probably one of the most famous Abbott and Costello movies.
1955. Oh Lord, my mouth. I'm gonna die.
Let's hear it.
Set in Cairo, the two expat Americans are supposed to work as guardians of a mummy during the transportation, but their prospective employer is murdered. The mummy is stolen. The duo are left in possession of a sacred medallion, which supposedly records the location of a hidden treasure. They get acquainted with a female treasure hunter and the modern followers of the mummy. Okay, so the last one.
Okay, there's not going to be like, the mummy comes back from vacation at Disneyland. There's not going to be nothing like that.
In 1956, the creature walks among. Following the Gill Man's escape from Ocean Harbor, a team of scientists led by deranged and cold-hearted William Barton board the ship, whatever that is, to capture the creature in the Everglades. Barton is mentally unstable and apparently abusive husband towards his wife Veronica, as he becomes very jealous. Apparently, the Veronica is with another man. So the Gill Man is captured, badly burned in a fire, leading to a surgical transformation, where they replace his gills with lungs so he can breathe and walk on land. The monster kills Barton and then slowly walks back into the sea, where he probably died. Because he now has lungs instead of gills.
It starts out, you see how that list started off so good, and then it just became its own meme?
Yep. I forgot to mention that in the Invisible Man, the woman who played Gloria Stewart, who played the fiance in that one, played young Rose and old Rose in Titanic.
Oh. All right, guys, we'll see you next week on the next episode. Once again, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We usually about this point say there's a phone number you can call, but Grizzly's not here to where I can make him say it, so we're not going to do that. It's all in the bottom, in the author's comments or the whatever below here. So check that out if you want to give us a call. Let us know what you want us to review, talk about, do podcasts on, what have you. Till then, guys, stay nerdy.
Stay sexy.
Always.